This is your weekly trip to paradise, Louisiana style, with Gary Risponi. Paradise, Louisiana is brought to you by Circle K, Murphy Law Firm, Veterans Help Foundation, Baton Rouge Coca-Cola Bottling Company, Vinnie's Car Wash and Oil Change, Louisiana Fish Fry Products, Demco, CCA Louisiana, and the CCA Louisiana Star Tournament, Louisiana State Parks, Relief Windows, Visit Baton Rouge, and by Farm Bureau Insurance.
Welcome to this week's edition of Paradise, Louisiana. Here we are, Lake Catherine, Island Marina. We got a surprise for you too. We've been bringing y'all captains. I got two captains coming here, fresh off the water. Ain't been to Lake Catherine, but we got some prizes. But the best surprise I got is my two buddies from Alabama, my buddy Ken Lambert's grandsons, Charlie and Major Paraka. Boy, they're a good Italian name. You the wrestler and you the baseball player.
Yes, sir.
Well, I'm gonna just hold the mic. Y'all had a little trip. I know y'all getting ready to go. Your grandpa was over there chomping the bits to get out of here, wants to get back in the water. Came in Island Marina just to see me. I appreciate it. Showed me some fish, give me a report. I tell you what, y'all get them out. There you go. You got one big redfish, and then was caught real quick. And that's why I guess they want to get back. Now.
Caught these off of...
All right.
We caught these off of trolling, and we went down in a marsh, didn't catch anything. Came back out near the trestles and caught these three right off the bat.
What y'all were using?
We were trolling a rattle trap, a blue chrome rattle trap.
You hold them up. That's it. Yeah. Hey, your papa said don't tell, but tell me. Go ahead and tell me what marker you was at. One what? 74?
174.
174, yeah, that's it.
All right, guys, put them down, get your hand done. Go get back in the water. Hey, we'll be here a couple days. I know y'all be back here for Easter, huh?
Yes, sir.
Good Lord willing. Thank you, boys. Hey, that's the story right there. That's fresh off the water, Captain.
Yes, sir.
We got a lot of things coming up. We got a lot of fishing reports. We got a fishing report. Thank y'all for making it. They got a little wind blowing right now.
Oh, yeah. It's a beautiful day.
Give us a hint what we're going to learn today.
So what I do is I go around and I fish conditions. I don't fish really spots. We fish conditions. So right now with the fresh water coming in from the spillway and all of that, we're gonna ride around. We're gonna look for pockets of clean moving water with bait, you know, and that's basically what we're looking for. And so that's all we do. And you bounce around a little bit, and eventually you run across a fish, you know.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. Tell me what you think, John.
Pretty much the same thing LJ said.
Yeah.
Got to look around, got to find some clean water, maybe get out the wind a little bit.
Right.
Look at the weather and
Where's
see
the
what
hottest place last week?
last week. Probably Hopedale, Bayou Biloxi area.
When we come back, we're going to have the Berkeley Abu Garcia fishing report. We got a lot of tournament reports. We had the Junior Southwest Bassmasters going on. We got a lot of events coming up, a lot of fundraisers, and got a couple real big events next weekend. I don't know if we're going to be at both of them, but I'm talking to Mr. Kirk Jacobs here, and maybe Kirk is going to be over there in New Orleans. We hope to see all of y'all. I know there'll be a big crowd at the New Orleans City Park Big Bass Rodeo. So stay tuned for more Paradise, Louisiana.
I'm Brett Favre. As a quarterback in the NFL, if I didn't stay focused, I ended up on my back or worse. Even the smallest distraction could make a good play or offensive drive come to an end. When you're in a car, the smallest distraction could end much more than a drive. It could end someone's life. Just like I refuse to lose on the field, I refuse to lose someone I love to distracted driving. And you should too. Focus on the road. Don't drive distracted. A message from Farm Bureau Insurance.
For generations, anglers from across the globe have put their trust in Abu Garcia. Because out here on the water, we know our science is your religion. Fish like a fanatic with the latest generation of Revo. Featuring up to 24 pounds of max drag. Designed for leverage and power. Built on corrosion resistance and comfort. World-class adventure awaits with Revo. Abu Garcia for life.
Fishing. It's where good stories come from. It's about good times and family and friends. It's about taking a couple home for dinner tonight and saving a few for tomorrow. It's all about that and so much more. To CCA, fishing is about enjoying today and making sure tomorrow is even better. To us, fishing comes with a responsibility for the resources we enjoy so much. If fishing means all that to you, then you belong with CCA.
Angie Stewart welcoming you from Lake Catherine Island Marina in Paradise, Louisiana.
That's right. We're making another visit here. We got two captains right now, and we got Captain John Starr.
Yes, sir.
And Captain L.J. Kazoo.
That's correct.
Now, captains, you know, we were there at the opening right here, the two young men bringing in fish. When we're going to come back, we're going to do a fish report with Miss Angie. But right now, you're going to be the opener of the show when we come back. I said, we told you what we're going to have. We got some other captains fishing. We're going to have another report coming from Chaz. They've been catching some fish right now. Right now, people are worried. They're extremely worried about the muddy water. You can see it here right now. But it's amazing some people are still catching fish. Y'all hadn't been fighting in muddy water. Y'all been running down the Hopedale, Delacour, wherever y'all been fishing. Start with you, John. Where you fishing? What you catch them on? Tell us all what's going on.
Been running across the lake to Bayou Biloxi, and there's plenty of redfish over there. There's a few nice trout in some of the deeper turns over there. False Mouth had a few redfish last week. We tried to fish a few around here. If you can get out of the wind, find you a couple clean pockets of water, you can catch a few trout here too.
What are y'all using for bait? Right now, what's the hottest bait?
For the redfish, I've been using spoons and couple spinnerbaits. Spinnerbait, I couldn't think of it, sorry about that.
That didn't happen all the time. Happens to me, I've been doing it 17 years. Tell me about the spinnerbait. Y'all use a special color, chartreuse white and black, or use swim baits with big, the big wide spinners on them?
The main spinnerbait I've been using right now is a chartreuse with a red head and a gold spinner on it, and it's been doing well. Now, some of the cloudier days, I've been finding that a lighter color, kind of like a pink color, was working better. Wasn't spooking them as much. But,
how long you been captain right now?
Oh, this is only my second year going on being a captain. Been fishing since I was young. Grew up down here since I was 3 years old. We moved here, so my dad's been taking me on the water my whole life.
How people find you when they want to come here and fish, or ever fish this area at all? Give us your website or your number and the name of your service.
It's Hooked on Tails, bowfishingcharters.com. We do rod and reel and bow fishing. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. And the World Wide Web.
How many people you can take on a bow hunt?
Bow fishing, we can take up to 6.
Yeah, and where you do that? Anywhere you find good water and redfish?
And the water's got to be super clean for us to do that. Right now with this river water, I'm usually fishing around the chef, around the Wrigley's here, but with the river water, it's forced me to go across the lake to the Hopedale area.
That's good. All right, and Captain, we can go to you
right
now. We're going to come back. We got some other questions. And now, Kazoo, that's a name, you know, I know they got a lot of Kazoos in New Roads area. I knew the congressman, but where you were raised?
So I was born in New Orleans, and I still live in New Orleans, in Venetian House right down the street. But I've been down the road in Shell Beach as a kid. You know, we used to go down there and shrimp and oyster, you know, dredge for oysters, and we fished, and you know, we just grew up on the bayou and had a good time.
Where you been fishing mostly lately?
So, like just like John Steyer on here, I've been we fish this area typically in the Lake Catherine and the Lake Bourne and Lake Pontchartrain and that sort of thing. But recently, this freshwater inundation that we experiencing from the spillway opening, it doesn't mean you can't catch trout or redfish. They still here. You just have to move around and find pockets of clean water, and you can still catch fish here, you know. So there's that. But to make a real good day, we've been running down to Shell Beach, fishing from Campos Marina and Sweetwater, Delacroix. We fishing from Hopedale Marina in that area and doing the same thing. We're looking for pockets of clean moving water with bait, and that's what we target. And we fishing conditions. We're not fishing spots.
That's
I hope y'all got me.
Right now.
Hope y'all got me some pictures, because I ain't got no video, and I hope to go with one of y'all again pretty soon.
Okay.
But you know, Miss Angie, you was talking about moving. She's been telling me now for the last 6 weeks, you know, stick and move. Her and David, they've been sticking and move. I made a trip with them on Stuck and Move.
We brought you to Hopedale
I know.
from here. It's
Right.
less than a 40-minute.
It's not a, it's, yeah, right. You can launch here at the Island Marina and get your shrimp, and you can run across over there.
Intercoastal.
You can hit the intercoastal if it's too windy, and you'll be down the road fishing in 45 minutes.
We're not trying to pull people away from anybody
No,
else. You do it the safest, best way you can.
That's right.
Miss Angie will tell you the truth, and that's why I've been buddies with her since for the last 1.5 years and 2 years, because she keeps me on fish and she keeps me on captains like y'all.
That's right.
That'll help her. I can't tell y'all how many trips she done gave away. She gave away one last night at St. Alphonsus, the fundraiser for the schools. You know,
Right.
they're proud of you. They know your name. So, look, guys, we'll come back and talk a little bit more. Let's take a little break right now. Okay. And you can hold that thing up. I want that when people see the wind. Whenever I come, it was beautiful today. Look, I walked in and wind started blowing. So stay tuned for more Paradise, Louisiana. We're going to come back more from the captain.
Okay.
Got a few stories that are going on.
In the tradition of Louisiana's favorite seafood season, we're bringing home fresh catch seafood straight from Louisiana's Gulf Coast bayous and byways. At Little Village, Stabs Prime, Palermo, and Stabs in Central, our seafood dishes are made from the freshest ingredients. Seafood harvested straight from Louisiana waters, turned into delicious dishes to be shared with family and friends. From local people who appreciate local flavor.
Welcome back to Island Marina, and no, we ain't gonna talk turkeys over here at Island Marina. I don't know if we got any turkeys except for me. I'm probably the biggest turkey they got here today. But let me tell y'all this. We got a little turkey talk up right now. This man here gave up a turkey today. He poor darling. He got a beautiful picture. We're gonna talk to you in a minute. But we got our contest again now. We had it last year. We had some participation, but this year, we started our turkey season. I was supposed to mention this last week. Bowie Outfitters is the sponsor of our turkey video contest. So if you take it with your phone sideways and you send it to us and we use it on TV, I'm gonna give you a Paradise Louisiana t-shirt, and I'm gonna give you a $25 gift certificate to Bowie Outfitters. The one we pick, the one that we pick as a winner that we use all hunting season, and after the end of the season, it's going to be a $100 gift certificate by Bowie Outfitters. So remember that. If you're taking pictures of your turkey kill and you got it, I know it don't last long. If you're good and clear, you turn that phone or any other kind of video you got. It's a good video. You send it to Gary at ParadiseLouisiana.com, and we're running on the air and wind up getting some prizes. Now, the biggest prize we got a youth hunt. The Louisiana hunt is coming up this weekend, the youth hunt. I'm sure there's a bunch of people. We covered them myself. I got so many things this week, and they moved that season back. You know, the last weekend in March. It used to be earlier in March and April. So our turkey season in Louisiana run a little bit later. Science says should be better. We're going to find out. Where's your place at?
Fayette, Mississippi.
Fayette, Mississippi. You way up there.
Yes, sir, right above Natchez.
And who's these guys in this picture right now that killed your turkey?
That's three of my buddies. They got to go this weekend, and I had to stay home for certain reasons. We won't talk about those reasons, but they got it done. They got 3 of them this morning, so I'm proud.
What was the biggest?
I didn't find out from them. I didn't talk to them, but they all look like they were at least 8.5 to 10-inch beards. They look pretty good.
They're good. They're the guy. You blow that call pretty good?
I do. Yes, sir.
Right now, this time of year, most turkey calls I know, they got them in their pocket. They'll break them out in a minute.
Well, I was so sad, I guess you want to say, that I didn't get to go this weekend. But no, all my stuff is up there at the camp. So.
I've been doing this 17 years. I've been on turkey hunts. I've filmed turkey hunts. But you know, I have a bad habit of talking too much, and I can't hear real good. Even with my new hearing aids, you know, they work a lot better.
Yeah.
This year I didn't have another geese in the area to hear the geese. I got them to hear the geese so I could imitate the female goose. So I know how to talk speckle belly.
All right.
But I can blow a turkey call. I can do it with my mouth and everything, but I don't hear real good, and I have a hard time being quiet. You ever turkey hunt? You do any hunting at all?
I have not. No hunting whatsoever.
Well, we're going to cut this a little bit short. Congratulations on them. I'm going to come back right now. We're going to have a rodeo and tournament report. I think he got a little rodeo coming up that I used to participate in a lot, but it's been a hard time lately. So we'll be right back.
Hi, I'm John Jackson, and you know we always say we gather our groceries out the bayou. Whether it's freshwater, saltwater, catfish, redfish, you have tons of choices when it comes to fish in Louisiana. But when I fry fish, there's only one choice, and that's Louisiana fish fry. My new favorite, the Cajun fish fry, has the perfect amount of cornmeal, corn flour, and the perfect mix of spices that really bring the heat. Hey, if you're craving Cajun, go look for the bright red bag at your local grocers. Bring home the taste of Louisiana with Louisiana Fish Fry.
In the tradition of Louisiana's favorite seafood season, we're bringing home fresh catch seafood straight from Louisiana's Gulf Coast bayous and byways. At Little Village, Stabs Prime, Palermo, and Stabs in Central, our seafood dishes are made from the freshest ingredients. Seafood harvested straight from Louisiana waters, turned into delicious dishes to be shared with family and friends. From local people who appreciate local flavor.
Welcome back to Paradise, Louisiana, and this is our news and events report. Tell me, guys, what we got on North Shore? Y'all got any events coming up you want to talk about?
Not that I know of.
You ever been to the City Park Big Bass Rodeo and Festival?
I have not.
Well, y'all, I know you're so busy right now. You're a fireman, you're on fireman. By the way, thank you.
Yes,
you're
sir.
a first responder.
No problem.
But Danica is taking over the people in New Orleans, the Pontchartrain group of people that have been putting this on. It is one of the oldest times, 77th anniversary. So it's going to be an all-day Saturday. We hope to have some people out there at camera. Danica, they're going to have fishing contests naturally. They're going to try to catch the big bass. They're going to have all that crazy perch they got over there. They're going in there, they stack them up, bring fish. They got the high school bass fishing again. And, you know, we got young ladies and girls in the bass clubs. They're all fishing. We got a kayak contest. Food, you got anything you want. It's going to be a long time. It starts up early in the morning with registration. City Park in New Orleans, one of the longest running tournaments around, so you want to get there. Also, you know, I want to congratulate CCA Star Tournament's on the way. I know how many times y'all got it. I think, Miss Angie, you're a way station over here? Yes, sir. Yes, CCA, boy, I'm telling you, the Star is getting ready to get started. And we got a weekly winner. Congratulations, the early bird winner. Vernie M. Williams from Denham Springs is the early bird winner. You see that win? You let me come here. That's all I got to tell you. Last time I was here, Miss Angie, that's how it was. Remember, we had to hunt them fish. I had my buddy George Remington there. Yes, sir. And we couldn't catch no fish, but y'all did. You caught fish. I remember that. Now I'm going to tell you some other news right now to come on. CPRA, they approved the 2020 budget, $748 million of coastal spending plan for the fiscal year 2020. So you can go on their website and find out more where they're targeting some of the projects to save our coast. This is an early notice. They got some rodeos coming up in June. I was going to give you a heads up, so if you're planning your vacation, this one is going to be Father's Day weekend. It's June 13th. The Hargrove Company, their association and rodeo would be at Brookside Marina. They're coming up again June 13th. And June 8th, I've been telling y'all all along, one of the big organizations I love working with. The Dreams Come True. Their clay shoot. It'll be the weekend of, well, I got it down, June the 8th, and it'll be at GOL Shooting Clays out around the other side of Lafayette and Maurice. Now, this weekend, another big event coming up, and one I hope to be there too. It'll be Saturday, one-man shoot. It'll be at Riverside Shooting Clays and Sporting Clays, and that's Saturday, March 30th. So then, one more time, one of my favorites, the Big Bass Rodeo. Kurt's over here shooting for me. Yeah, I hope Mr. Jacobs might be there. He's trying to make a schedule, so we'll bring y'all some sights and scenes from the Big Bass Rodeo at City Park. Stay tuned, we'll be coming back. We're gonna have another fishing report. We'll come back and see if we got something else on our mind.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Special baits, anything. Yeah. Stay tuned for more. Paradise, Louisiana.
There's no better way to cool down this summer than with a delicious thirst-quenching Polar Pop Cup from Circle K. The Polar Pop Cup is the coolest way to beat the heat. Fill your Polar Pop Cup up with the flavors you crave and crushed or cubed ice. Nothing stays cold longer, so you can stay refreshed all day long. Stop in Circle K today for an ice-cold Polar Pop Cup. Polar Pop Cup, only at Circle K. Take it easy.
For the thirsty, for those who hang out in packs, for heroes, for sidekicks, for those who see the glass half empty, for those who see it half full, for those on the right, for those on the left, for those with nicknames, for those with curves, for people that cycle, for people that recycle, for BFFs, for frenemies, for those with style, for lovers, for families, for big families, for everyone.
Welcome back to Paradise, Louisiana, and this is our tournament report. Let me tell you what, guys, I'm going to ask you first. This is a big tournament coming up. Hopedale, tell us about the American-Italian or Italian-American rodeo.
Well, other than it's a lot of fun, and we bring the kids out, you know, bring the family, sign up for this thing. All the proceeds go to Children's Hospital, and the date is May 17th and 18th down in Hopedale, Louisiana, over at the Hopedale Marina with Pat Turner, who's a very hard worker, a great guy.
Yeah, well, all them boys, that thing was going by the wayside, and about 6-7 years ago they brought it back.
That's
Been
right.
having great turnout. So y'all put it on your calendar. By the way, the dates might work for me.
Okay.
I'm just saying, I was thinking about it was the first weekend in May. Sometime I have conflicts, I don't get to go. But all my Italian buddies out there,
I know they'd love to have you.
Make it.
I know they'll love to have you.
What about Coach? You don't look Italian now. He got that nose like
this is the Italian right here.
It's in the
You're
blood.
going to take me fishing. Y'all find me some fish, I might come down and fish that thing.
We'll do that. We'll do
All
that.
right, good luck. Now, let me give you a report. And thank God these kids they're growing by leaps and bounds, and these kids are going fish. We got a group of young men from the central area out there where I live. Project, you know, there are a lot of them going to fish these national tournaments right down to high school national tournaments. A big one coming up in Lake Gunnersville, and they're traveling. They had you know, last month they had big ones all over in Tennessee and South Carolina. Well, Wyatt Ensminger and Caden Riley. They're getting ready to head to Lake Gunnersville, and top things off, Mr. Wyatt Ensminger. By the way, his grandfather is an old Redemptus graduate, great athlete, came out of Redemptus, contractor, always helping people in the central area. belongs to church with me, Mr. J. Dykes. And the Dykes family are well known out there in the Central and behind the Redemptorist, old Redemptorist High School. Now, the Junior Southwest Bass Masters, they were the first one started this, and the bass tournaments have been going all over these high schools all over the state. You see how big it's been getting it. But Jim and Cindy, bro, this is their baby. He got in late last night. That tournament they had at False River was so foggy, the kids couldn't even hardly get across the river. They held them up 2 or 3 hours, and they let them fish an hour later, and they came in time change. And this is the winners. It was some tough fishing, had a little wind and thing, but Wyatt Ensminger had first place from the 15 to 18 years old. He had averaged 3 fish, but they weighed 8.82. Connor Taylor from Baker, from Baton Rouge, he had 4 fish with 8.58, so they were very close. Jordan Sylvester from Baton Rouge had a 6.66 weight. Big bass Wyatt Ensminger with 3.84, almost 4 pounds. You see these pictures, the fish look bigger, but them kids know how to pose them pictures. And my good friend Jim and Cindy know how to take a picture. So y'all learn from them. Remember what I always told you about taking pictures. You turn that camera, that phone sideways, and the picture's gonna come out better. You hold it steady. Make sure the sun is in the pictures you taking face, and not in the back so the face is dark. Now, go back to talk about 11, 14 years old Devin Perkins from Denham has 6.9 pounds. Benjamin Jumerville New Roads had 4.8 pounds. Brady Talbot from Denham Springs was third with 4.38 pounds. Big bass with Brady Talbot with 2.72. 7 to 10 years old. Anthony Tapia from Walker with 3 fish for 4.81 pounds. Jack Bonador was second. Big bass was Anthony Tapia. And the Elder Division first place was, I can't read my writing again. That was a bad 2-year come in second. Oh, Anthony Tapia come in 10.8. That's the big bass. And James Nelson also placed at 9.89. That's our tournament report. We're coming back with an extensive fishing report. Berkeley Albuquerque fishing report coming up quick. We bring Miss Angie back in here because she's been sending reports for the last year and a half every week. Thank that lady.
Ask me about my Tempur-Pedic.
Ask me how fast I fall asleep.
Why not talk to someone who's sleeping on the most highly recommended bed in America?
Ask me about staying asleep.
Tempur-Pedic owners are more satisfied than owners of any traditional mattress brand.
Ask me how it feels after 10 years.
Tempur-Pedic, the most highly recommended bed in America.
Ask about Tempur-Pedic at Olin's, where you know you always get the guaranteed low price. Olin's is the only store in Baton Rouge and Lafayette with the full line of Tempur-Pedics.
I'm Brett Favre. As a quarterback in the NFL, if I didn't stay focused, I ended up on my back or worse. Even the smallest distraction could make a good play or offensive drive come to an end. When you're in a car, the smallest distraction could end much more than a drive. It could end someone's life. Just like I refuse to lose on the field, I refuse to lose someone I love to distracted driving. And you should too. Focus on the road. Don't drive distracted. A message from Farm Bureau Insurance.
Welcome to the Acadiana Banquet here for Trinity Outdoors Disabled Adventures. Juliet,
yes.
Like Romeo and Juliet?
Yes.
Juliet Delat.
Yes.
Some people say Delat. Miss Trinity Outdoors. What's your purpose? What you serving over here?
So I am the first Miss Trinity Outdoors Queen. I travel around the state of Louisiana promoting the organization, finding sponsors, and just getting the word out about what we do and what we stand for.
You're a very pretty queen. You're doing a lot. What a good cause. We've been with Trinity Outdoors from the inception. We know how much work they do. You stay pretty busy. what is Juliet going to be when you grow up? Are you in school in Letcher?
Yes, I am a senior at Letcher High School right now, and next year I will be attending Franciscan Missionaries of Our Lady University for nursing, and hopefully I'll be a forensic nurse in the future.
What impresses you more about Trinity Outdoors Disabled Adventures than anything?
I think what impresses me the most about Trinity Outdoors is just the love that they have for people and the love that they spread to everybody.
I see a big crowd, I see the kids. Mr. Jason's running around. I'm going to be watching you. I'm going to keep tabs on you. We got a couple more functions coming up, but we're going to bring you some sights and scenes right here. We're at the Acadiana Banquet.
Yes.
What's the theme?
The theme?
The theme.
This is the Trinity Outdoors Acadiana Dream Big Banquet.
Okay. We'll be right back. You're watching Paradise, Louisiana.
Fishing. It's where good stories come from. It's about good times and family and friends. It's about taking a couple home for dinner tonight and saving a few for tomorrow. It's all about that and so much more. To CCA, fishing is about enjoying today and making sure tomorrow is even better. To us, fishing comes with a responsibility for the resources we enjoy so much. If fishing means all that to you, then you belong with CCA.
When my wife and I started Relief Windows, what our goal was to give a quality job to a homeowner. Everybody's scared of contractors. We wanted to change the mold of what that is. The reason why you should pick Relief Windows to do your renovation of your home, windows, doors, hardy plank, or siding, is because of the experience, quality service of our company. We're going to show up on time. We're going to do the job right. The job's not done until you're happy and we're happy. We believe you deserve a quality job.
Today on Dockside TV, we're fishing popping corks for speckled trout on shorelines at Lake Pontchartrain. Wintertime, 53 degree water temperature, using a matrix float. Stay tuned for this episode of Dockside TV. Fish on. When fishing these winter days, where you've had multiple days in a row of cold weather, and then you get a nice beautiful sunshine day where it warms up, I really like to look at some of the flats, shorelines in Lake Pontchartrain. A lot of times what will happen is the trout will come up to the shallows to warm up, and you can really have some successful catches on days like this. So we're gonna give this little shoreline a look. Got some bird activity up there. Got a nice falling tide. See what we can do. There it is. Ooh. Nice trout. Nice little trout. Found a green hornet. Seeing a few shrimp skipping across the water, which tells me I might need to switch to a popping cork. That one's just short, so we're gonna let him go. Might switch to a popping cork here though. Alright guys, there's entirely too many birds working in front of us. Even though I just caught a fish, we're gonna have to move up there and give that a look. I just can't watch that many birds. Alright guys, what we have here is a serious flock of birds. This is what you want to find, what you want to see when you're fishing out in Lake Pontchartrain, especially in the winter months. When you can find the birds, you're going to find the fish. What the birds are doing is obviously eating on shrimp. The reason the shrimp are on the surface is because they're running from fish on the bottom. This is a pretty serious flock of birds. We're going to get in here, pop some corks. A lot of times it's redfish. I got a feeling this is going to be trout though. Old trusty popping cork. Got our cup matrix float on. Came over here right where them birds were at. What do you know? Speckled trout and birds go together like spaghetti and meatball. Tiger bait. Specks. See if we can get on a little rally here. Got it tied pretty deep just because I know this little stretch is relatively deep. It's about 5 foot. Got my cork deep. I like to use a spinning reel a lot of times when I'm popping a cork. Got my Daiwa set up here. You just want to, those cup corks really make a lot of noise. So you just pop, let it sit, and you can do a one pop. I don't think that makes all of the difference in the world by any means. Just making a little noise. Seen a shrimp jump out the water earlier, which kind of told me maybe I want to try a cork, because what a cork does is it makes a very good shrimp imitation sound. A lot of times fish hear them shrimp skipping across the water and those trout can't stand it. I think we're really going to catch some fish here today. I hadn't tried any lake shorelines in a while just because the weather's been more funky winter style. A lot of north winds, a lot of choppy conditions, a lot of cloudy and rainy days. That's why I've been staying close, doing a lot of trolling, just being happy with catching a few. But the few days we've had where the weather's beautiful like it is right now, we've really made some nice catches. Oh, there he got me. Cork went under. Got me again. Must be a little one. Three times. 3 dunks. Must be a little dink, a little squeaky. Four dunks. Alright, we're gonna catch a fish on this cast. I can feel it. I can feel it. Fish coming on this cast. What I tell you. What I tell you. Now people read all of these articles and all they ever worry about is the trestle, the bridges, the twin span, the causeway, Chalmette wall. But guys, I cannot explain this more. That there's so many other places to fish in the Pontchartrain Basin. Look at that beautiful fish. than what you hear about all the time. And the best part about fishing things that you don't read about all the time, you see any boats? Not a boat in sight. What's more fun than a popping cork? Maybe top water, which I maybe could catch a few on a hard bait today, but we're gonna stay with this. I mean, look at that, that's a solid 18, 19-inch fish on a cork. Fishing a shoreline and pontchartrain. Hadn't been over here in a year probably, 6 months at least. Decided to come take a look. See bird activity everywhere, got shrimp jumping out the water. It's the middle of December. You never know, you gotta go to know. Had one fish hook, came off, had another one. When fishing corks, not just only Lake Pontchartrain, but anywhere, braided line helps. I'm using braid. Long cast. You want to really be able to sling it out there. Cover some ground. Get that cork making some noise. There he is. It's just that simple, guys. Once you locate them fish on that cork, they can't stand it. As you can tell, I look a little goofy reeling up my left hand. I'm a bait caster 98% of the time guy, but they're on that cork. I really enjoy it. If that's what they want, that's what I'm gonna give them. Let me put this one up. I'm gonna give you a little rundown on our matrix float. What we did on our matrix float, I'm just gonna quickly show you because I want to catch some more fish. We shorten the wire. A lot of these corks.
There's no better way to cool down this summer than with a delicious thirst-quenching Polar Pop Cup from Circle K. The Polar Pop Cup is the coolest way to beat the heat. Fill your Polar Pop Cup up with the flavors you crave and crushed or cubed ice. Nothing stays cold longer, so you can stay refreshed all day long. Stop in Circle K today for an ice-cold Polar Pop Cup. Polar Pop Cup, only at Circle K. Take it easy.
Benny's Unlimited Wash Club memberships start at $14.99 a month. Wash, rinse, and repeat every day. Join Benny's Unlimited Wash Club at one of Benny's 7 locations.
The best part about being a member of a Touchstone Energy Cooperative is that it's your Touchstone Energy Cooperative. That's the power of your co-op membership.
Demco, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
The best part about being a member of a Touchstone Energy Cooperative is that it's your Touchstone Energy Cooperative. That's the power of your co-op membership.
Demco, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
Welcome back to Island Marina in Lake St. Catherine. You know, why they say Catherine and some people say St. Catherine? What it really is. It begins with a C or a K.
It begins with a C, and it's Lake St. Catherine or Basilia Island. And we like to shorten it. It's Island Marina. And we're giving you the fishing report.
That's it. The Abu Garcia, Berkeley Abu Garcia fishing report, and we read it. You don't be sorry. I want to tell you, this lady here, she ain't been doing much fishing, but she's ready to start. They just got their boat back a couple weeks ago. We made a little scouting trip. She dared me to show that fish because if we didn't catch 3 or 4 fish, and she threatened me. I want y'all to know she's a businesswoman. She's a very competitive, likes to fish. Were you an athlete in high school? You played softball, basketball, or what?
I rode horses. Horses.
Well, that's pretty good athlete. What, you jumped in stuff or just rodeo?
No, rodeo.
Okay, well, that's pretty competitive. Captain, tell us what you got. You got a couple of fish.
I wanted to let people know because judging by the amount of boats we've been seeing in the deep interior marshes, that those shallow ponds, that the grass cleans that water up fast, and we're catching nice trout deep in the interior marshes, and you can fish with plastic matrix shads, what we've been using, and they're working real well. But when we go on charters, we fish with live shrimp because we want to make sure people catch, as good. We put our best foot forward, and that's what we use. Now, when I'm having fun and fishing with my friends and we fishing recreational, we throw in plastic, and that's when we throw in matrix shad.
John, what's the latest? Any one more fishing report? You gave a good one earlier, but tell us what you think.
Same thing. Just been throwing the spinnerbaits for the redfish. That's what we've been working with.
With this wind like this, how is it affecting your bow hunt, your bow fishing?
Well, like tonight, I got a trip tonight, and if I don't watch the weather to see which way the wind's blowing, I can't figure out what part of the marsh I need to get into just to try and stay in the cleaner water.
Send me a picture this week. Let them people do.
Definitely.
Keep in touch.
We can do that.
Keep in touch. Miss Angie, let's get with you right now, because I know I've been watching them come here at the landing cleaning fish. Sunday usually, a lot of people go to church, and with the wind that's been here since I've been here, tell us where people catching fish and where they're catching them and what on.
Catherine has been producing trout. It's sporadic. They're not always going to be in the same location. The water has been clean. David and I were on the water yesterday, and it was green. The Wrigley's Canal was green. The ICW was clean. The conditions yesterday, tide and wind, weren't the best. Pretty much what you're saying. But we brought in a few fish to the boat, but our salinity is a little bit low, but usually Catherine's salinity doesn't run high. We know this because we monitor it to keep our shrimp alive. So, it's a little bit lower than normal. But all in all, the weather is the ticket. Watch for good tidal movement, watch for low winds, and you will catch. They're there. They're just not going to be in the same spot every day.
What about all this fresh water coming in the Pearl? I just crossed both Pearls, the east and the west, a while ago, and I was coming through here, and it wasn't that bad. And I seen a lot of boats at the landing. I know that affects some of the fish. It pushes them out. Now, with the pontoon train, a couple weeks ago I had Dudley in there, and they're talking about how that water, the longer it stays open, it start pushing them in Lake Catherine. Even though the water might not be muddy in there, them fish will find them pockets on the east side of the lakes. Have y'all been hearing anything that's been helping at all with the Bonacari?
I noticed, if you look at satellite imagery, you're going to notice that the north shore of Lake Pontchartrain is still green, and you got salt water there, and so they're catching a few fish on the bridges and stuff like that, from what I understand, and it's going to push those fish this way,
And that water will dissipate a little bit too. Most of the fresh water will stay on the top, until that big surge comes.
Yeah.
But like LJ said, you just got to find the pockets. Find the pockets of water, and you're going to catch some trout.
You saw with the kids caught that rattle trap on that trestle, Miss Angie, we came here and they were cleaning catfish, river cats. You saw some. When y'all ran y'all shrimp test the other day to catch y'all shrimp, and y'all said you had full of kind of catfish.
It did. We do a test trawl. Generally, the shrimp don't come in, Catherine, at this time of the year, but we're going to test it out anyway. We've had a early spring. Things are a little different a lot earlier. But yeah, the freshwater catfish are here. The bass are here. Yeah. Flounder, as witnessed by one of my good customers yesterday, brought in flounder. It's a mixed box. This time of year, It's a mixed box. The reds are here. This fresh water is not going to affect the redfish. The mud is not going to affect the redfish. And our captains and clients have been bringing out some really nice, as for the pictures I send to you.
I've seen some pretty ones there, but I want to, I still one my favorite fish to catch is bass. I love it here because I catch everything.
Yeah.
I love the fish that spinnerbait or crawworm or whatever I can. I just love fishing bass. I see Todd Masson on TV this morning. They was fishing with Kevin, and he's catching them all the time. They running in the intercoastal catching bass. Yeah. Hopedale, when they get some time, you can't even get off of them, you know. And Delacroix, every time I go, I ain't been able to get them. I used to do that. I had a little guide buddy. He used to take me over there, and that's what I love to do. I'll catch the limited redfish, and I'll be sitting there playing with them bass. Yeah. And they always the perfect size. The fillet, that's one of the best eating fish. I don't care what you can tell of all the sac-a-lait, flounder. I still love to eat a bass, and I still love to catch a bass. I know y'all fishing around in the marsh. Where the bass at right now?
So we're catching bass by accident when we're targeting reds, you know, and sometimes trout. And you can catch bass, and it doesn't really matter what the water looks like, you know. Water doesn't necessarily have to be moving like these saltwater species, you know, as much as with a bass.
So if I make a trip with you, you're going to put me on some bass. I want the primary fish we come back with is a limit of bass. I want 10 bass.
We catch them by accident, but yes, we will. I'll put you on the biggest bass you ever caught.
That's going to be a redfish trip for sure.
There's plenty of bass.
We're going to do that best. Well, let me give y'all a few of the reports that came in right now. I'm going to go to the coast. Believe it or not, Venice right now, I got a report from Venice right now. Somebody was telling me today, too, Venice Marina, wahoo and tuna coming in like, it's unbelievable. Now, I've seen all this wind. I didn't know what day they were fishing, but they're catching some offshore fish in Venice. Excuse me. Boy,
God bless.
Sinus running. The best reports I'm getting from Venice from my buddy Dan and his boy Matt, they had a wheelbarrow full of trout. They get him shed, and they had one monster bull red, and but he's a great guy. He's been doing 5 years now. He's been sending me a report. He didn't tell me where in Venice. You know how big Venice is? There's no river's high. Yeah. There's only so many you can places. But to give you a clue, in Myrtle Grove, Captain Danny he is catching fish right now out of Myrtle Grove. He went by himself, a test trip this past week. He was supposed to be fishing yesterday with some clients, so I didn't get that report yet. But he sent me this report Saturday morning, what he caught Friday. He had a limit of trout and a redfish. He was fishing points on the Broken Islands in the Myrtle Grove area. He was using live shrimp. So they are in there. Yeah. They're all in that area. Myrtle Grove, down in Buras. I hadn't gotten anything lately from, but I've been hearing reports here with Don Dubuque on the radio. They were talking to them captains. So the people are catching down there. It's always harder for me to go down there because then people running down river, they finding them pockets where the canes are filtering that water coming from the Mississippi. The best way to do it is get you a guide.
That's
you call a guide, Louisiana Guide Service, whatever you want to do, go on the internet, call your guy down in Venice, ask him, you're catching fish. Do the same thing here with you.
Yes, sir.
Delacroix, Mr. Tom LeBlanc with his normal report, they finally catching a lot of redfish in Delacroix. He didn't catch that many speckled trout yet, but he's still fishing plastics too. Maybe you ought to get him some live shrimp. I'll try to tell him that. Him and Cesar Garcia. By the way, I saw where Cesar Garcia getting ready to go to the Hall of Fame in Baton Rouge High. You know, he was a gymnastics coach at LSU then. Okay. So I want to congratulate him. On the freshwater right now, catfish everywhere. Right. Lake Verret, people looking for brim right now. The brim season was a little older, it was colder, but the brim was starting. I look at some of the pecan trees are starting to bud. And when you see that, and you start seeing the caterpillars, you can start catching those brims all over around Lake Verret and Grassy Lake and all those people. They're catching brim. I've seen some pictures coming from Pine. My big Mr. Navo, he sent me a picture of bass and them coming from out in this area, bass and brim. I got a friend of mine up there in Minden, Mr. Dwayne Chapman and his grandson. They were fishing Red Oak Lake in Minden. What a great job, Owens. Him and keep catching on them bass. He caught on a June bug, Parker craw. Lake des Almas is still hot. You know, right there off of 90. Coming here, you go to some of the people on 90, and you're riding 90, and all of a sudden you see that water rushing through there. But right now, Catawatchee, there's certain areas they catch the sac-a-lait and bass. Wow. Some of that grass is coming back. I'm getting some reports, but you know, people are starting to give me reports, starting to be hush mouth. You know, just like the guy in Venice. I don't want to criticize them because at least they're telling me, they know you go in the area and find. Don't be selfish. You listening to me trying to get a report, okay? Somebody, I ain't gonna put them people on directly on your spot. It might be a little crowded at the landing, but it's helping the economy.
Oh, definitely.
Does it work? You know, I always laugh about them boys at spillways posting and bait shops on Highway 1. Boy, they got enough traffic problems right now. But they says, Joe Macalusa was their savior. He said that the water's biting in Lake Barrett and the spillway. They sell all the crickets. They sell the crickets and shiners. But you let them say the fish is bad, they're going down, they're going to die in the tank.
That's right.
So, y'all keep reading Joe Macalusa. He's still out there. He's still doing it. He's still reporting. I don't want to miss none. I said catfish, Grady Hill. There's a big old pond he's fishing with his grandpa. 7 pounds. What a big bass. Good job, Grady Hill. And Lake Barrett, des Almas. Let's see if we covered it all, I believe. You got anything else reports? Anybody, I said anything make y'all remember?
No, well, don't forget next month that on that full moon that those big trout are going to be on the outer islands, and you bounce around out there and find some clean water, and you're going to catch some nice trout.
What you calling outer islands?
You know, Bratton Island, you know, Chandelier, and all the outside islands.
Maybe I get Tofield fly me out there.
That's right. You can do that.
Tofield, but Tofield, by the way, they running a lot of boats.
He can fly over and see the fish before he stops there.
They got a lot of competition right now, but that's my all been good buddies. Just like you, Miss Angie. Thank you so much. Thank David.
You, Gary.
By the way,
thank
David,
you
thank you so much for fishing my tank. He fished, he fished my sewage treatment plant and everything in my camp. Not only I thank you, but my neighbors thank you.
That's
right. Thank you. So, guys, thank y'all for coming.
Yes, sir. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you, Kurt, former WWL.
Thank you, Mr. Garrett.
Thank you, man. God bless. Mr. Jacobs, what a great job you did last time. Hope this will come out just as good. That wind might be bad, but he said don't worry about it.
Mr. Jacobs, he gets it done.
Thank you, Kurt Jacobs.
Cameraman.
Paradise, Louisiana is brought to you by Circle K, Murphy Law Firm, Veterans Help Foundation, Baton Rouge Coca-Cola Bottling Company, Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change, Louisiana Fish Fry Products, Demco, CCA Louisiana, and the CCA Louisiana Star Tournament, Louisiana State Parks, Relief Windows, Visit Baton Rouge, and by Farm Bureau Insurance.